Hello guys, welcome back to another episode here on European Confessions. There is a message that I want to share with you guys, and the message, it comes from a translation of a message that I received. And the message reads like this. Hello my brother, how are you? Can you please post my own story? My story goes on like this, my brother. When I came to South Africa, this was in the year 2014, so I could not find a job as such. I could only find casual jobs. I was just cleaning people's houses. Then the guy that I was staying with, he then started mistreating me. It seemed as if I had overstayed my welcome at his place. That was when he said that I should try to go to the robot and market. Maybe I was going to get a job much quicker, but I just saw that this was his own version of him chasing me out of his room that he was renting. So I started going to the robot with other Zim people that used to go and market at that robot. The first day that I went there, then there was an Isuzu double cab. It was still brand new, and it was the latest Isuzu KB model in that year. When that car stopped, just as usual, people ran towards that car. Then they tried to enter into that vehicle, but that man, he locked all of his doors and he started looking around. He kept on looking around, and whenever someone will say, "Is it me, boss? Do you want to hire me, boss?" Then he will just shake his head and he will say no, until he looked at me. He kept on looking at me. That was when he pointed his hand at me and he said that one, I want him to come. I then went there, my brother. I was really excited. Then that man said that, "Jump into the car because I want to give you a piece job." I then jumped into the car, my brother. Then he started driving. I didn't even know where he was taking me to. We drove, my brother, until we went to this other place where it was in the plots. A lot of white people were staying in that area. He then told me that was where his plot was. This man, he didn't have one plot, he had a lot of them. He told me that the reason why he had hired me, he wanted me to take care of the animals that were on that plot. I was really happy. He then went back to town, and when he came back, he had a 12.5 of milli meal and some cooking oil as well as a cabbage. He then gave me a room in which I was supposed to sleep in. At that time there was no electricity yet. He said that the next day he was going to come back so that he can connect the electricity to that room that I was sleeping in. My brother, the first night when I slept at that man's plot, I didn't sleep at all. Throughout the night, there were a lot of people that were chasing each other outside. I was very scared to get out of the house because I thought that maybe those people were going to kill me or something. But those people that were chasing each other outside, it was like they wanted to hurt each other because it was like they were fighting. This thing, it happened throughout the night. The following day, my brother, that man, he then came. It was him and his wife. Then they started helping each other, connecting the electricity. Then that man said that he wanted to rush back to town so that he can buy some essential things that were needed in my room. He then drove, but he left his wife behind. When he left his wife behind, the wife was just chilling at the main house on that same plot. When I was left behind, I then went into my room so that I can cook something with a gas stove that was there. I was really feeling hungry because since morning I had not eaten anything. Whilst I was cooking, that was when I heard that there was a knock on the door. So I thought that it was my boss's wife. I said, "Yes, madam, I am coming." At that time when she knocked, I was only wearing a boxer short without a t-shirt or anything. So I took a very long time before I could go and open up for her. When I finally reached the door, she then started saying that, "Why did you take a very long time before you came to attend to me?" She seemed a little bit angry, but at the same time she was smiling at me as she was looking at my short. Then she said, what is inside there, because I see that you have a very big soldier hidden inside there. I was really embarrassed and shocked at the same time. She kept on pushing and pushing my brother until she finally grabbed me. The way that she grabbed me, it made me to feel very embarrassed. After she had touched me, she said, "Oh, unfortunately, we cannot do anything because I am on my periods today, but I will come back for you. Do you want my number?" I didn't even know how to respond to her. She then said, "Where is your phone?" I was using a very old funny phone, and for the battery to work on that phone, I had to look for a piece of paper so that I can fit that battery. When she looked at my phone, she said, "I have one phone. I am going to bring that phone for you. Do you want it?" Whilst we were talking, that was when she said, "Oh, my husband will be here very soon." She rushed back to the main house, and I was left in my room. I didn't even know what to do anymore. Then late in the evening, that was when they said that they were going back to town and they were supposed to come back tomorrow so that they can show me the rest of their small plot. Whilst I was about to, when I wanted to go to bed, my brother, that was when I had a dream. In my dream, I saw my uncle. This uncle of mine, he died a very long time ago, and I was surprised to see him in my dream. And when he came to me, he was really sad and there was blood all over his face. I asked him why there was blood all over his face. He then said that the blood that is on my face, it is you, and I do not know how am I going to save you from these people, because their charms that they are using, they are quite strong. I have been trying to fight with their children. By children, he meant that the people that had hired me, they had some tokoloshis. The blood that was all over his face, he had been trying to fight for me, because those people, it seemed as if they wanted to sacrifice me, not like sacrificing me using their charms, but late at night they were supposed to come so that they can have people to kill me. After that, then some body parts of mine, they were going to be harvested so that those people can use my body parts for their small business. I was really shocked, my brother, because when I woke up, I swear to God that I saw my uncle. He was standing in that room that I had been given as a room where I was supposed to sleep in by my new boss. When I woke up, I looked at him and he could no longer speak with me anymore. Then he turned his back on me and he disappeared. When he had disappeared, my brother, that was when I just had that feeling like run right now and do not stop running. I then went out of that room. When I went out of that room, my brother, I just started running. When I was running, it seemed as if there was something like a small man that was chasing me through the bushes. So when I was running like that, I then fell into the bush. Here in South Africa, there are a lot of thorny bushes. I fell into one of those thorny bushes, so it was really painful. It took a very long time for me before I could start walking again, because I had thorns all over my body and I had thorns all over my legs. Whilst I was removing some of the thorns that were all over my legs, that was when I saw 3 cars. They were rushing into my new boss's plot. The way that they were rushing, you could see that there was something that was wrong. Those 3 cars, my brother, after they had rushed into my new boss's plot, they came and they parked at that place where my boss had said that I was supposed to stay in that room. After that, I saw a lot of men, even though I could not count them because this was like late at night. They kept on looking and looking. They even kicked down the door, because what I had done is that I locked the door from the inside. Then I jumped through the window because I didn't want them to suspect that I had ran away. After they had kicked down the door, they saw that there was no one. At that time, I could not hear what they were saying because they were speaking in Tswana language. Since I was new in South Africa, I didn't understand what they were saying, but you could feel that there was anger in my boss's voice. He kept on shouting and shouting, and those big men, they kept on running around looking for me. That was when they started driving their cars around the plot. But my brother, I had hidden myself. After that, my brother, I started running and running until I came to this other place where there were a lot of houses. So when I went to that place where there were a lot of houses, the dogs started barking, and there were people that were sitting outside. They were just drinking beer. It seemed as if those people, they were working at a nearby farm. So when the dogs started barking at me, I started calling for help because I was tired. I had ran such a very long way. Those people, when they heard me speaking in Shona, they asked me who I was. I told them my story. Then they said it is fine. They said that it is fine. So I approached those people that were sitting around the fire, and I started telling them my story. When I was telling them my story, they said that I was like the fourth person that had ran away from my new boss. They said that this thing, it kept on happening again and again. And they said, whilst you were in that room, did you see any clothes in that room? And I said, yes, I even saw a suit and some shoes. They said, yes, the owner of that suit even left his birth certificate and his ID card in that room. He also came here. He was running away. He said that when he woke up, he saw that there were short boys that were inside his room, and when he tried to run away, that was when he saw that his boss was walking out of the main house, and the boss was holding a very big knife, and he started running. So when he came here, that was when the boss stopped chasing him. My brother, it was only by the grace of God. I think that the man who picked me up from the robot, he just wanted some body parts from me. I could have died in 2014, my brother. Dear listeners, right there was a message, and that was a translation of a message that was sent to me by one of our listeners. Strange things do happen in this world.